Right, so can everyone hear me a little bit better? I see that we had a bit of an audio issue right at the beginning there. I think it's back on track. So starting off looking at the markets once more, let's just go straight from the top. We spoke about, I was speaking about Bitcoin down about 0.4%. Up 0.4% over the last 24 hours, a general downtrend though. Same as Ethereum, down 8% almost over the last week, just down. XRP up 2% over the last 24 hours, but nonetheless down. Everything down except for Tether, which is stable at $1, USD backed, I guess. That's what happens. And then Dash, interestingly enough, went up over the last week, but just hit a downtrend of 8% over the last 24 hours. Markets all over the place, really. And then we're going to be taking a look at BDC.com integrates Ethereum mining infrastructure. I see that reports are in that the sound is actually working, which is fantastic. So Bitmain-backed BDC.com recently announced the release of an Ethereum and Ethereum Classic mining client through its new protocol. So they're basically allowing Ethereum and Ethereum Classic mining. Bitmain will take advantage of the value in Ethereum and Ethereum Classic mining, adding Monero as well. So a little bit about BDC.com, a bit of the background. BDC.com is a subsidiary of Bitmain, the cryptocurrency mining hardware giant. Now, we remember last week we spoke about the Bitmain Antminer S9 Hydro, a really cool piece of mining hardware tech that uses water cooling. So lots of stuff happening with Bitmain. With product development, the firm expects to control 12% of Ethereum total hash rate over the following year, a big goal set by them. Presently, the firm controls for 16% of Bitcoin's hash rate, which is large. If they just dropped off that 16% of the hash rate, just gone, you know what I mean? So mining rewards on Ethereum. As contracts are charged per line of executed code and miners are rewarded for dedicated hashes using Ghost, Ethereum provides multiple different reward incentives to contribute hash power to the network. Right, so what is some of these mining pool advantages? So the mining pool claims to have an uncle reward of 0.75 Ethereum and 2.625 Ethereum if BDC.com mines an uncle block. Miners can include up to 2 uncle blocks from other pools, which is very interesting, and distribute rewards in FPPS mode. For those of you who don't know what FPPS mode, you basically get PPS and FPPS. PPS is pay per share, which means PPS model rewards miners based on each piece of the cryptographic algorithm that is solved. And FPPS is full pay per share. It's more in line with POS mining organizations. This structure acts how it sounds, giving miners a full portion of the block reward, as well as the transaction fees that is associated. So a much greater reward for FPPS. And that is what the pool's claiming that they're going to be able to do. On top of that, BDC.com is also integrating GPU and CPU mining options together with its first Ethereum application-specific integrated circuit, or ASIC. So some big news coming out there from BDC.com. Now we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin's insider trading problem. But just before we get to that, let's take a look at our Son of a Chain segment that is coming out this week. So let me pull it up here. Right, so they're talking about Bitcoin is in a rut and what we should be thinking. Let's take a look at that.
Bitcoin is in a rut. Bitcoin is trading sideways for the best part of the last 3 months after its price fell around 70% since it's reached its all-time high. Many would have you believe that this is the end. This is how Bitcoin finally crashes and burns. Before we indulge people who think this way, we should check 2 key aspects of the market. The first key aspect of the market that we should take a look at before we go down this road is the second part of that BTC US dollar pair. If Bitcoin is not doing well against the US dollar this year, and people take this as a sign that Bitcoin is not doing well period, then they are just ignoring half of the equation. The US dollar is the other half, and upon deeper analysis, could anyone objectively say that the advantages of holding US dollars instead of Bitcoin are so much better now than they were just 9 months ago? What has changed so radically that we would rather be in a position to hold USD? The answer is nothing. Nothing has changed on the other side of that equation, which means that the US government is still allowing the US dollar to slide further. By adding to the already unfathomable debt it holds in US dollars, Bitcoin has no such burden to carry, making it a healthier asset even at this point in time that the price in US dollars is significantly lower than it was 9 months ago. This takes us to the truth about price and value. The second key aspect you should consider in your analysis: what is the true price of Bitcoin? No one really knows. It fluctuates, and there is no rational reason why it should be 70% lower now than it was 9 months ago, because price is a function of aggregated individual positions on the asset. Those are highly subjective and often irrational. They depend on the point at which each participant wants to enter or exit the market, while they actually only enter or leave from or to another market, which speaks to the point about the state of the US dollar. Value is much less subjective, and we often speak at length about the value of Bitcoin as a hedge against the excess of government, corporate, and individual debt. So considering those variables, what is your position in this market? Would you rather buy or sell? Would you take advantage of the lower prices to build a hedge, or do you believe in the fiat system? After you figure that out, you must assess whether a critical mass of market participants out there think like you or not, and only then will you be able to have a bleak idea of whether Bitcoin might collapse. In terms of price at least, its value will not collapse anytime soon, regardless of its price.
Right, so that was the Son of a Chain segment. Very interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments about the whole aspect of using your brain rather than looking at all the FOMO and everything. Trying to think as where you are in the markets. Let me know what you think about that. And so taking a look at our Bitcoin's insider trading problem. As Bitcoin struggles with a renewed wave of downward pressure, according to various media sources, the latest bout came courtesy of some of the insider trading. A trader or several traders at Goldman Sachs supposedly opened a $74 million short position on Bitcoin when they found out that the world-renowned investment bank had shelved plans to open a cryptocurrency trading desk. The market reacted as expected. Price came down from around 7,300 USD to around 6,000 USD before recovering some of the ground it lost over the last few days. We can see that Bitcoin is currently at about 6,300 USD, so it's come back about 300 USD. This sounds a lot like insider trading, except that there is no such thing in the world of cryptocurrency, or at least there shouldn't be. The logic behind this point is quite simple. A decentralized peer-to-peer asset that allows people to hedge themselves against government excess, such as censorship and restrictions on personal and economic freedom, should not be held to the same standards and norms as all the regulated assets are held to, unless we would like to get rid of some of the characteristics that make it so unique. So price rises and falls, but Bitcoin stays the same. This doesn't mean that we should deny the damage done to those who hold Bitcoin when something like this happens. People who bought coins with certain goals in mind feel the pain. That pain is real, but how can you fault the people who profited from this not so big short at Goldman Sachs? If they indeed acted on the information that was only disclosed a few days later, it is because 1, they are rational profit-seeking actors in the market who weighed the risks and rewards and then made a good profit in a very short period of time. CME and CBOE Bitcoin futures allowed them to make this move, which means that Bitcoin prices fell prey to the establishment that was the cryptocurrency, which that cryptocurrency tries to provide an alternative to, and not to Goldman's traders. So talking about the profits that they made profits in fiat, right? So long-term Bitcoin holders who are holding onto their coins for whichever reason should not be bothered by the move that the traders at Goldman Sachs pulled. The profits these middlemen took home is a fat fiat profit. Shouldn't be concerning. The Lightning Network is running and there are no more continuous forks looming like a dark cloud on the horizon. Fiat-dominated systems, on the other hand, effectively postponed a painful protracted downfall through the creation of debt and artificial monetary expansion that will come back to bite the economies that underpinned. So this is basically just talking about the fact that although there has been a really large price drop thanks to a bit of insider trading, we shouldn't really take it as insider trading is something that is going to break or make Bitcoin, right? It is something that happens from people who are seeking a profit that might have some insider information. I mean, realistically, when you're looking at it, there are people all over the place that are going to be able to have more information than you regularly, especially in cryptocurrency now while it's so young. So we shouldn't really look at it like that. We should look at it like the people that are manipulating this insider trading and going short on Bitcoin using futures are just making a profit in fiat. And the actual network of Bitcoin, the peer-to-peer network that we love and praise, has no more looming forks on the horizon, which is something that added a lot of pressure onto the Bitcoin network, as well as there's stuff like the Lightning Network, which is running and there's no more continuous forks, right? So fiat-dominated systems have created a debt and artificial monetary expansion that the economies are being underpinned on, right? So we should all be taking this into consideration. Now, the next thing we have is a bit of information from Theo Goodman on sports betting. Hello, Kieran. Cool emoji there, dog. So, sports betting this week from Theo Goodman. Let's take a look at that.
This is Theo Goodman reporting for Bitcoin Chaser, and we're going to check out what's going on in sports this weekend. We got a huge boxing match. We got the rematch of Canelo against 3G. For those of you that don't know, that ended in a controversial draw, just like the YouTube boxing match ended in a draw. This one ended in a draw too. And there has been a little bit of trouble getting them to rematch, but there is a rematch scheduled for this weekend. So if you are even just casually into boxing, this is going to be something that you're going to want to check out. This is going to be one of the biggest boxing matches in, I don't know, last few years. Maybe this makes boxing popular again. I don't know. Let's see. I kind of think it's going to go to the distance, and people like to see big knockouts. So maybe this won't make boxing popular again as it used to be, but it definitely has that potential, and it's fighting for the unified middleweight titles, which is a pretty big deal. So whoever wins this has the potential of going down as the best middleweight boxer in history. And there's plenty of other stuff going on. There's also a UFC card this weekend, and it's got a really good main event. We've got Mark Hunt against Olenek, and these guys both have tons of fights. Look at Olenek's record, 56-11-1. We got Mark Hunt's MMA record here, 13-12-1, which doesn't look like that much, but he fought so many kickboxing fights. I don't know how many, so I'm sure that he has similar amount of combat sport fights as Olenek for sure, if you add in the K1 kickboxing and everything else that he's done. Also really funny, check out this. Hunt, 77% KOs, Olenek, 79% submission. So this is really is, either Mark Hunt is going to knock this guy out or he's going to get submitted by Olenek. And everyone knows that too. So this is going to be really interesting to watch. I'm leaning to Hunt being able to knock him out, but let's see. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a really interesting fight. Also, interestingly enough, Olenek has an 8-inch reach advantage, but Hunt is used to that. He's faced a lot of people with reach advantages. And the NFL is heating up, and this week there is a lot of road dogs with some decent spreads here. We got Indianapolis as a road dog, 5.5, Carolina 6. We also got Kansas City at right now at 5. Was it 5.5? And we also got Cleveland with all the way up to 10 at some places, Arizona 13, and Detroit 5.5. So there's definitely some road dog action over in the NFL. Maybe put in the comments below which one of these road dogs are you going to bet to win outright at some crazy odds. All right, that was it. This was Theo Goodman reporting for Bitcoin Chaser. Check me out at dgenbet.com. Thanks a lot for watching.
So that was Theo Goodman on the Mark Hunt versus Olenek fight and some NFL odds and the road dog action. Now you can find Theo, the link is down below in the description, on Twitter under Theo Goodman _. Here is his Twitter page right here. Go give him a follow. Let him know that you watch his live streams when he gives us this information. It's really cool of him that he does it, and it's some great info. So he did ask that you leave a comment down below, so do that if you're watching at a later stage and you are into sports betting and that sort of stuff. Now, we're taking a look at blockchain and IoT, a new niche for businesses. But I thought I just got some information from Vertex. A very cool campaign is about to launch, never done before, real world, happening right now. I thought, let's just get that in here. Let's have a look at it. It's called the hashtag Vertex Hunt, the ultimate crypto adventure. The minute I saw this, I was like, damn, I got to put this right on. This looks insane. So what is the Vertex Hunt? Join thousands of community members worldwide and dive into the Vertex Hunt adventure to unlock VTEX tokens that are hidden around the entire globe in over 20 cities and countries. Those VTEX tokens are stored on a 1 ounce precious metal cold storage coin that acts as an Ethereum cold storage wallet. The coins are made out of 1 ounce copper, silver, as well as gold-plated silver, and the amount of tokens they contain is different for each hunt. Listen to announcements to know when and roughly where a coin is dropped, and then go hunting. So they're dropping physical coins that act as cold storage wallets that have a value on it that you have to go and find. That sounds insane. So how to claim a prize? To claim the prize, you must find the coin and announce your finding on Twitter or other social media platforms. Steps to claim the prize: 1, obviously you have to find the coin. Number 2, take a picture of the backside with the QR code on it. And number 3, upload this picture onto social media and put the hashtag Vertex Hunt and where you found it, location, city, country. A Vertex staff member will then contact you, and there's some bonuses. If you film and go live during the searching or finding of the coin, you get 20% extra. So you get a bonus amount if you find it while being live. That makes me just want to take my camera off here, just go hunting. And there's a double bonus. Whoever introduced the winner to Vertex will also receive a 20% bonus. Yes, you do not even have to be in the city to win a bonus prize. So just by capitalizing and sending this information to your existing communities, you could stand a chance to win 20% of what is on the coin found if you were the person who helped that guy find the coin, just by providing some information. Mind blown, right? So it says stay tuned and up to date if you live in one of these cities. So here are the cities that the coin will be dropped: Singapore, Shanghai, Zurich, Zug, Hong Kong, Seoul, Johannesburg, Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi, Jakarta, Tokyo, Las Vegas, Bangkok, Cape Town, New York, Paris, Berlin, San Francisco, London, Manchester, and Manila. Now, if you guys are in Johannesburg or Cape Town, I will definitely be looking for these coins. No doubt about it. Come meet up with me. Come have a chat with me. It'll be awesome to see you there. And that is the Vertex Hunt. Now, to find this particular page, I will quickly share it in our comment section so that you can see it. Bang, there it is. And you can also visit the website for Vertex, launching the first ICO aftermarket. Very, very cool. Very awesome project. Go check that out. Right, so blockchain and IoT, a new niche for businesses. Now, the one thing we obviously have to take into consideration before we go any further is the views and opinions expressed in this article belong to the guest author only, so we have to treat it as such. But I have highlighted a few things because it is a very big read. Now, here on our live streams, you can just go down to the description below and you can get links to everything we discuss every single week. No matter what we discuss, it's all linked down below. You can go read up on your own time, or you can go check it out now. Or if you're watching it on offline, outside of the live stream, you can also go check it out there. Right, so basically blockchain, the new change, ? Blockchain is one of those technologies that is quickly changing the way we operate at various levels. There was more funding coming into ICOs in the first 4 months of 2018 than the entirety of 2017, from financial giants like JP Morgan, through iconic shipping companies like Maersk, all the way to nation states like Estonia. Blockchain is being adopted across the board, and with good reason. Many industry giants, tech companies, and investors are looking into blockchain, trying to find ways to incorporate it into their organizations or business models. Then we have the Internet 3.0. Because of the high demand for the tech, numerous projects like Fusion, Arc, and Comet are aiming to bring several blockchain networks together and build a more interconnected space. An interesting point on that is I was once having a discussion with someone talking about where the future of crypto and blockchain and all these things can go. And one thing that was discussed was the fact that there are so many different projects launching that are similar, that the one project that launches in order to combine all of these available resources into one product is going to see the biggest expansion in the market. And that's exactly what they're talking about here. Something many are calling Internet 3.0. If successful, this could create a significant paradigm shift in the digital world, moving us into a new era of data sharing and communication. Then we have blockchain and IoT. One industry that could really benefit from joining forces with blockchain is the Internet of Things. Blockchain offers IoT projects a whole host of benefits when it comes to security, data sharing, decentralization, and much more. Aligning with blockchain would mean IoT companies can get to be a part of this next big movement, something which closely mirrors the own meteoric rise. But so far, projects that offer comprehensive interfunctionality between the two are limited. So what is holding this powerful combination back? Then you can read up on what is separating them, a new consensus protocol, and improving consistency. The link to that is down below. Do be sure to go check it out. Finally, before we end this live stream, it's been a beautiful 38 minutes so far, including the pre-stream countdown. Bitcoin conference and cryptocurrency events happening in 2018, something that is becoming more and more popular and more available all over the world for us to go and take part in and attend and be a part of and network with, you know. And to find these is really where it gets more difficult. And Bitcoin Chaser is coming in with a conference calendar, allowing you to overview in a calendar format all the upcoming events that are happening all over crypto, about Bitcoin, about cryptocurrency, about blockchain in all sorts of different locations. So we have like the Asian Blockchain Summit on the 3rd of September, which happened recently, that was in Malaysia. And if we want to see something that's happening more closer to the time, on the 13th, which is tomorrow in Boston, there is the Token Fest. Clicking that will take you directly to the information you would need to attend that if you're like in Boston. On the 14th, we have Blockchain UA in Ukraine. We have the Global Litecoin Summit in San Francisco. We have the Crypto Expo in Russia. We have the Blockchain Practitioner Conference in Shanghai, China. We have the Bitcoin Blockchain Conference, another one in Ukraine. Crazy, busy, happening, all available on Bitcoin Chaser. It's really cool. Then you can also go read up some information if you want to kind of see the highlights of events happening. You get these event news, like Jakarta to host the 2018 Southeast Asia Blockchain Summit on November 3rd to 4th, 2018. We have 40% of limited tickets for the second blockchain and Bitcoin conference in Switzerland, which was on the 8th of September. You could have got 40% off if you knew about this earlier, so get over to this page. The link is down below in the description. And on the 17th, Indonesia's premier blockchain platform to host the 2018 Block Bali Blockchain Conference, something that's exciting, you know. Bali, get there, November 17, go read about it on Bitcoin Chaser. And finally, that is the end of our live stream video. I want to thank everybody for watching. Sorry about the sound issue in the beginning, but good thing we have such dedicated commenters letting me know that when the sound isn't working, I can quickly fix it up. Right now, we have almost 200 subscribers on our YouTube channel. It's growing nice and quickly. So if you want and you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button in the face. If you love the video, if you like the video, hit that like button. If you disliked it, you know, you're just letting us know that you didn't like the content, and to hit that dislike button, but please don't. And then finally, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you're watching at a later stage, be sure to tune in next week, Wednesday, same time as today. Get in on our live stream. You'll have about 15 to 20 minutes before it goes live to just sit on the video and wait for it to go live. We always talk about cool stuff. We have our Son of a Chain segment that will come out every single week. We have sports betting from Theo Goodman that will come out every single week. We'll go over the Bitcoin Chaser